Welcome to Money Markets, a show where we look at life in Jamaica from a financial planning and investing perspective. My name is Denise Williams and we're here at the Jamaica Stock Exchange in the vibrant downtown Kingston capital. Our first guest is Earl Jarrett, head of one of Jamaica's oldest financial institutions, Jamaica National Building Society. Welcome, Mr. Jarrett.
Thank you for having me on the program.
All right. Now, financial planning and investing should be a holistic approach. We should look at not just healthcare, but our investing, our real estate, our children. And although you are known as the head of Jamaica National Building Society, you're also the chairman of the Jamaica Cancer Society and the patron for the Best Care Children's Home for the Disabled. Now in Jamaica, we have a very high rate of prostate cancer among our men. And among women, the detection of breast and cervical cancer happens at a very late stage. So the question is it the cost of preventative care? Is it the cost of care in general, from a medical perspective, why Jamaicans are not planning financially for this event?
Well, many persons don't think about the financial aspects of healthcare until you're sick. But we need to remember that we need to anticipate that we could have healthcare issues, and we need to begin to start saving or to take out insurance to cover the cost of any unforeseen illness that will come down the road. For us here in Jamaica, it's all about, I think, knowledge. What I've found in my many years of voluntary work in the country is that if people are informed, people will make informed decisions. And for many Jamaicans, they're just not informed until you run straight into a health issue and you have to deal with it. And so what we've been doing at the Cancer Society is to encourage persons to be detected early for any form of cancer. Yes, indeed, we do have a high rate of prostate cancer. It's so among persons of African descent, African descended men in particular, have higher rates of prostate cancer. And unfortunately, we're seeing an increasing number of women with breast cancer, and for many years we have experienced high rates of cervical and ovarian cancers. And so what we need to do is to test early, because testing early is actually a financially sensible thing to do.
Now, moving from cancer to disabilities, given your experience, how would you recommend parents of children with special needs, children who are disabled, how would they plan for them financially?
These children are going to require special care for a very long time. And in fact, even if we were to pass on before those kids, we have to think about how those children are going to be supported in the years to come. And therefore, you're going to need a special financial plan for that. You're going to need a special financial plan which requires you to save, which requires you to consider how you leave your assets afterwards, your house, how you provide liquidity from that house to support this child for the rest of its life. And therefore, persons with disabled children, they'll need to carefully think about how they're going to look after the special needs of those children over a very, very long term. It's a really challenging process, but one that we must go through.
Now, returning to your substantive role as the General Manager of Jamaica National Building Society, I would like to touch on the topic of housing finance. Now, culturally, we want to pay off our mortgage, put that title away and never touch it again. But is that the best use of our most valuable asset? What would you say to someone in Jamaica who just wants to put away their title and never touch it again?
Well, that's a reality. What you have just described is a reality for most Jamaicans. Most of us, when we look in our historical rearview mirror, we see a history of not owning homes and coming from fairly humble beginnings. And so person's first goal is to get a house, pay off the loan, put away the title, because there's a fear that if you have a debt on the house, there's a risk of losing it. And many persons lose the opportunity to leverage that house to expand into either business or to support their children's education or other things. You'll have individuals who will do as you said and then run up high credit card debts and are paying over 40% per year on these credit card debts. These credit card debts are sometimes trying to support their family's objectives. Yet a mortgage will run you at today as low as 9.29%. And therefore the job is to educate persons as to the balance, the advantages of how you finance your home using short-term debt versus long-term debt, how you finance your kids' education These are things that are important if we have a program of financial education. Many years ago when I was a child, we used to have something in Jamaica called the National Savings Day, and we used to have a National Savings Month. And the objective then was that we were teaching the population about the benefits of savings, understanding money, how you set your money aside, how you create for yourself a map, a roadmap, a financial roadmap, which takes you from the birth straight through to the grave.
So thank you, Mr. Jarrett.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Welcome to the strategy session of Money Markets, a program where we look at life in Jamaica from a personal finance and investing perspective. My name is Denise Williams and we're here in the boardroom of the Jamaica Stock Exchange. So we're in a low interest rate regime. Never in Jamaica's history have we seen interest rates as low